They pressed record to share a moment, not realizing it would be their last. In a world where every second is shared online, some videos capture more than memories. They record tragedy. These TikTokers unknowingly filmed the last moments of their lives. Arina Glazunova, Russia, 24 years old. She was just taking a stroll, humming quietly and capturing what seemed to be a normal clip, but it actually became her last one. A bright 24-year-old Russian student, Arina Glazunova, was visiting her friends in Tbilisi, Georgia. The day was peaceful, the city buzzing with music and chatter. While walking, Arina made up her mind to do a little TikTok recording with the lyrics of the song For the Last Time coming out of her mouth. Just the title alone is now painfully prophetic. When she arrived at the corner of one of the sidewalks, her laughter was heard for a moment. Then came silence. Completely unaware of it, she had taken a step back into an unguarded underground corridor that was almost 5 meters deep. The fall was instant, savage, and irretrievable. It was already too late when her friends found her. The blow had resulted in several fractures, including one at the base of the skull. The clip went viral on social media almost instantaneously, not because of its viewers, but as a ghostly reminder of the fleeting nature of a single moment. People in Russia and Georgia were demanding an explanation. How come there was such a dangerous hole in the ground, left uncovered in the midst of a public street? A few days later, Tbilisi city authorities placed barriers around that area, a very slow and unhelpful response to Arina's passing. Her parents took her body to Moscow for the funeral, where they were surrounded by relatives and friends who could hardly grasp how a mere TikTok clip had transformed into an international cautionary tale. One safety measure not taken had cost one young life and turned a moment of happiness into a lifetime remembrance of grief. Xiao Qiumei, China, 23 years old. And this next story, it's one that shook millions across China. Xiao Qiumei wasn't just a crane operator, she was a dreamer. She spent her days working high above construction sites and her nights sharing those dizzying views on TikTok. Her followers loved her fearlessness, her grace, and her smile against the backdrop of endless sky. But one late afternoon, after finishing her shift, Xiao decided to record one last video before heading down. She set up her phone, music playing faintly in the background, as she danced and waved from the cabin, 40 meters above the ground. Then something went wrong. Maybe a misstep. Maybe just a second of distraction. The phone's footage suddenly shakes. You hear wind, a clatter, and then nothing. When workers found her, she had fallen all the way down. The video, partially intact, spread across social media, sparking nationwide debates about risky filming habits and the pressure to go viral. People questioned whether social media fame was worth gambling with your life. Xiao left behind 2 children and a family shattered by grief. Her story became a somber warning for anyone chasing views at any cost, because sometimes one moment of carelessness can take everything away. Linda Rogers, USA, 12 years old.
And I already got halfway started doing the braid, and
She was full of sparkle and energy, getting ready for a child beauty pageant in Dallas. Hair curled, makeup neatly done, camera set up just right. 12-year-old Linda Rogers, known for her bright smile and love of performing, was recording a quick TikTok dance in her room. The clip showed her spinning, laughing, and doing what every kid does online, capturing small, happy moments. But hidden beneath the floorboards, danger was silently building. A gas leak had gone unnoticed for hours, and as Linda twirled for the camera, the house was seconds away from disaster. Just moments after she finished recording, a deafening explosion ripped through the neighborhood. The blast leveled her home completely, scattering debris across lawns and streets. When firefighters and neighbors rushed in, they found Linda among the wreckage. The video, still on her phone, showed her smiling seconds before it all happened. Investigations later revealed that the explosion was caused by a neglected gas line, one that could have been repaired long before tragedy struck. Her death ignited a massive public outcry, forcing authorities and gas companies to review safety standards across Texas. Linda's final video now lives on as a heartbreaking reminder and a tool used in campaigns warning about the dangers of gas leaks. A little girl's joy turned into a message that might save countless others. Kübra Doğan, Turkey, 23 years old. Sometimes it's just about chasing that perfect sunset shot, but for Kübra Doğan, it turned fatal. The 23-year-old had gone to visit her cousin in Istanbul, and as the evening light dipped into gold, they decided to climb to the rooftop for a TikTok video. The sky was glowing, the city stretching endlessly below them, a picture-perfect scene. Kübra walked along the edge, smiling into the camera, posing against the skyline. But what she didn't know was that part of the roof was covered in a thin plastic panel, not meant to hold weight. As she stepped onto it, there was a brief crack. Then it gave way. In a second, she plunged nearly 50 meters straight through the building. Her cousin screamed for help, but it was too late. The video, part of which surfaced later, became one of the most haunting safety warnings on social media. People couldn't believe how quickly something so beautiful turned tragic. Kübra's family spoke out afterward, blaming the growing pressure on young people to create dangerous viral moments just for attention online. Her story stands as a painful reminder: no view, no clip, and no follower count is ever worth your life. Brazil's Chapecoense football team, Brazil 2016.
Viagem aí, ó. Ô, Fone. Vai começar a viagem pra Colômbia aí, ó. Dia a dia, Caduzinho, Fone. Acre, depois nós vamos pra onde, Cadu? Cubídia. É isso aí, galera. Vai começar agora. Bora. Aí, Chino. Manda um alô aí pra galera. Agora vai sair, vai partir. Valeu.
Let's just sit down and do some deep breathing for a while, because this is where the whole thing hits with all its power. The Chapecoense soccer team, weren't they? They had just one step, their flight to Medellin, Colombia, and they were so excited that maybe it would be the biggest game in their history, the final cup match against Atlético Nacional. It was like the excitement was almost visible coming from that flight. Just before the takeoff, a player who was 32 years old started making a video, and he was capturing his teammates who were laughing, joking, and enjoying the excitement of what they thought was their time to shine. Do you remember that quick footage? Now it's very unsettling. Every grin, every sound of laughter. It seems to be the most positive thing that was ever there, or just frozen for a moment. It is written all over their faces: despair, shame, and exaltation. And this is precisely what makes it so deep. The light of the day. Just a few seconds before the darkness came in, the supporters keep on watching that video, amazed and murmuring, "How could this have happened?" Just a few moments later, the disaster happened. The airplane crashed in the mountains near Medellin. Out of the 77 people who were on board, only 6 managed to survive. A total of 71 people were killed on the spot. 19 players are dead, 2 are in critical condition, and the goalkeeper, he not only lost a leg, but also almost lost his life. It's the kind of tragedy that freezes time and the world in its tracks. And now here is something even more heartbreaking. Atlético Nacional, the team that was supposed to be their rivals, made the request that Chapecoense be crowned champions for the sake of respect, kindness, just plain humanity. It was not only sportsmanship, but also showing support through one's loss. The title presentation was more like a funeral in disguise than a victory celebration. It is really terrifying to reflect that a mere video intended to record some fun moments before an important game turned out to be the last window to witness the otherwise very hopeful lives of many people. Such a tragedy left everyone, from fans to family members, totally broken. It is one of those occasions that compels you to pause and think about how transitory and precarious everything really is. One heartbeat, you're chasing dreams. The next, the world comes crashing down. Life turns fast, and sometimes it doesn't give warnings. These stories remind us that not every moment needs to be filmed. Behind every viral clip, there's a real life. Fragile, precious, and irreplaceable. Think before you record, before you risk, before you chase views, because sometimes the price of a video is far too high.